Well, the press might think it's a problem as well. And in the meantime, it looks like Hillary's biggest rival for her party's nomination may not be another Democrat, but the news media. This was the scene at last Tuesday's news conference when she finally answered questions about her email scandal. She waited 8 days to address the controversy, and reporters did not let up, asking tough questions similar to what another candidate might ask on the campaign trail or in a televised debate. Longtime Democratic strategist Bob Shrum telling the New York Times, quote, Democratic primary voters may let her have the presidential nomination without a struggle, but the press won't. The press will wage a kind of primary campaign against her, at least try to bring her down a peg or two. This as the latest Time magazine cover appears to give Clinton horns with a silhouette of her head placed right underneath the letter M. The magazine says it didn't do it intentionally and that it's happened before with dozens of people, including the Pope and several presidents.
Maybe they need to reposition their letters or something.
Maybe they do.
Happening.
Yeah, I'm not sure that they missed that. But Andrea, don't you think that the press, this is not something new for the press. The press has always been pretty unfavorable to Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
It's partially the reason why she lost to Barack Obama in 2008.
Yep, and if you look at the popularity of the media in this country, it's not that great. I think it's just slightly above Congress. So if I'm Hillary Clinton, I'm hoping that the press demonizes me because, as Kirsten points out, she wants them to put horns on her head because then she can play the victim card. Then she can say, do you see what they're doing to me? They're making me look like a she-devil. Oh, no.
Yeah.
She really hopes that they were deliberately putting horns on her.
Yeah, but Harris, at the same time, a reporter at that press conference did ask the softball question of, do you think you'd be treated the same way if you weren't a woman? I mean, you have to look at also the context of the questions, right?
Well, that guy was from Turkey, but he didn't know any better.
Well, you know, one thing that I would say about blaming the media, blaming Republicans, whatever road she wants to go down, you know, not all of us are asking questions just to get our name called or to toss her a softball. There are some legitimate questions to ask a candidate getting into a race if it looks like that candidate isn't going to have
a lot of
an opponent other than the other side of the political aisle. So who's really going to challenge that person leading up to a primary season? It would be the media. And by the way, that's our job.
Yeah.
We're supposed to hold accountable people and find out what their influences are.
Yeah. I think
because they are going to be leaders. So it's not a media thing, Hillary Clinton. It's not an us thing. It's an American thing.
Media,
that's how it works.
I do think that she has been treated badly by the media. And I think she was, like you said, I think she was treated really badly as compared to Obama.
Yeah.
The problem with the media is you can't just do it to Hillary. You can't just do it to Romney. You have to do it to everybody.
You have to do it to everybody.
So you do have these feeding frenzies. That said, she has done something here that is beyond the pale. And so I think that she should expect to be raked over the coals.
That's true. But finally, though, when she finally becomes the candidate against the other Republican candidate, the media will go easier on her. Right now, it's because, you know, it's an open field. They like Liz Warren. Can you imagine, though, if first-term charismatic black senator like Cory Booker threw his hat in the ring at this point, and the same thing happened to her all over again? That would be.
You love how she threw Bill under the bus. It was his server. Maybe she was hoping that they'd be nicer to her, but he's the one running the Clinton Foundation.
Yeah.
And she's doing her foreign policy on that server. I mean, it just, as Kirsten points out, it just seems so shady. And I still want to know, is it Ashtanga yoga? Is it Bikram? Is it power yoga?
These are the
Has
important
anyone found out?
There's certainly lots of questions about probably her yoga and also about her
Dying to
foreign
know.
policy.